Today we're talking Microsoft Project Sophia. Now you're probably wondering, what exactly is Microsoft Project Sophia? Well, one way to think about this is that this is Microsoft's approach to re-envisioning what an application could be like in an AI-enabled world. And so when we first heard about this project, we were very intrigued. I mean, we saw the demo video. We had first heard about this at Ignite, so there's a session here that you can watch. If you've seen the demo video or the sizzle video, you've probably seen this thing come up, and it looks really cool to watch. But really and truly, it's like let's really give you a shot at what is this thing. So when you go to projectsophia.microsoft.com, you will see this screen. And the first thing I want to do is really explore something I don't know about. And that's really what Sophia is about. It's not taking the known stuff that you know and exploring it, which is really what Power BI does. We have curated data, known information that we want to explore, we want to dig into. This isn't what Copilot is, where you're, again, taking known and some unknown stuff, but you're acting upon it. In this case, you're doing research, and you're trying to figure out what exactly is going on. In this case, I've got a project that I'm using Power Pages for. So here I could say, how would I license a Power Pages project, and what are my alternatives? Because that's a reasonable question that we might have. Now, in order for this to be used successfully, we need to add data to it. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and I've downloaded the licensing guide from Microsoft. So I've got Power Platform Licensing Guide, latest here. I'm going to add that to my blueprint here, which is what they call this. So we have blueprints, and these blueprints are stored within a workspace. So this is creating a workspace for me. It's going to create the first blueprint, and then it's going to come up with some analysis of this question for me based on the information I've uploaded, which is pretty cool. And what this does is it unlocks data that we perhaps haven't really had a good way to unlock before using this. So let me go ahead and click Generate. Again, I'm not cutting this. I'm showing you how actual time it takes to do this. And be aware that this is really what would be a minimum viable product. It is really a test to see how people react to it, how they use it. And it's just been amazing what they've put together here. And the one thing about it that excites me is that with Copilot, you really do need to understand what it is you're trying to accomplish. Whereas with Sophia, it's almost like they help me understand what I need to do, and they give me the tools to be able to further investigate what's going on here. So you can see it's generating information here. We're going to have a chart of some sort. We're going to have some web references. It's still working on the chart here. And this is the cool thing, suggested next steps. So I can imagine, being able to say, in this case, it's generate an email draft, understand the different types of licensing. So this is something I'm probably going to want to dig into. But here, notice it gave me a quick overview. So I've got, here's the different types of licenses. We've got authenticated, Power Apps Premium. That's interesting. And also, and this is something you're going to get prompted with when you first go in, to select a domain. So this is something new that they've added, where you can actually focus the AI on a specific domain. So if I was doing a sales and marketing project, finance, human resources question, I can have it narrow down which domain I'm talking about, because that improves the answers tremendously. Now in this case, because I've given it information, I'm just going to ignore that. Down here though, there is the select, which is what I'm currently using to walk through the navigation, and then the AI cursor, which I'll show you in a bit. This allows you to answer further questions to refinement of things. So here, and it's also giving me the references. If you click the ellipsis here, you can actually have it show its work. So it can show you how it went out and got this information. Pretty cool. And so I've got, understanding Power Pages, determine user capacity, and obtain the required licenses. Okay, this is the process. So it's already generated that for me. Here's the different types of licenses. This license chart in this case doesn't really make sense, so I'm going to eliminate it because it just doesn't really do anything for me here. But let's look at the different Power Platform licensing types and see what it comes up with. And so it's actually going to create another blueprint here. And it starts to drill down on these things as you go through it. So this progressive elaboration aspect makes it feel more natural to the process we normally go through when we're doing research. And if I wanted to drill down on what is Power Platform, or what Power Apps Premium, I've got the AI cursor selected here. I can actually click on that, and I can ask a question like, what is the difference between Power Apps Premium and I'll just do Power Automate Premium because it's right there in front of me. But again, you could do something like that and say update block, or you can generate a new blueprint. In this case, I just want to update the block here and have it answer a specific question. Now, as you're going through this process, again, you're doing personal research, you're doing personal understanding of data, and you can also add, other data sources to this, like from Excel and whatnot. At some point, though, you may actually want to, have somebody else in here, and you can definitely share this information. So here, it's giving me the differences. It's already broken down. If I want to, look at this information, discard some feedbacks, show work. Sometimes, like with the charts, it gives you the ability to make these full screen. Not really loving the pie chart, but that's a different story. Again, in this case, it doesn't really make sense. But again, I can change the chart settings if I wanted to show legend. I can get rid of it, that sort of thing. So it gives you some feedback here. And then if I wanted to generate an email draft showing contents of the block, I can do that. Understand implications. So let's look at that. And again, this is generating it live here. If I want to see the whole thing, I could just simply click out, and you could imagine how long this thing could get as you're going through the process of of sharing this information and whatnot. So again, I'm excited by the possibilities of what this could be. What Microsoft really needs is your feedback on how you would use this. So one thing to consider: this is not a production system. Don't load secret information, company secrets, that kind of thing into it. But please do give it a try. It is available specifically for the US right now. There is some information coming around where it is available. So and it's also available now in the EU, which is good news. So if you're in Australia, sorry, unless you have a developer tenant that's US based, you really can't access it yet. But they are doing a lot to help with this. So again, check out adoption.microsoft.com/project-sophia, or just go to projectsophia.microsoft.com. Give this a shot. You can then go ahead, start using it for different things, and get an idea of how you can play with this. And again, you can add data as much as you like. It is limited to 10 meg, and they do have some limitations around the file types, so CSV, XLSX, or PDF at the moment. And so hope you enjoy this. I'm looking forward to where this goes in the future. I think this is going to unlock a lot of interesting scenarios. So stay tuned.